go kind of guy. Until Milkshake the Clown took his serious face and chased him into Bubbletopia. Ooh. You're Bubbletopia. No. A Milkshake the Clown. Yes, sorry. There's Milkshake the Clown. Now Aaron. I'm getting heckled by the act. Now Aaron needs to find a bubble magician, Dr. Bubble, to get home. A bubble show with a theatrical twist warning contains many. What do you think? That's right, bubbles! Girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the wonderful Fringe Funhouse in the mall, a little bit of Remember Dr. Bubble, the Bubble Magician!
Hey. Fantastic. Alright guys, my name is Dr. Bubble, I am a bubble magician. Can anyone guess what I do? Make bubbles. Smart child. Even the adults couldn't work this one out. This guy's calling a friend to actually figure it out. It's like, what would a bubble magician do? What could he possibly do? He's working on it. Don't worry, hopefully he'll get his friend on Wikipedia, he'll suss that out and it will be all okay. Yes, guys, we are not doing the show today. The theatre show, because to see the theatre show, you actually have to come to the theatre. Today we're just going to work out whether or not you actually like bubbles. So let's just do a quick test first. Do you guys like bubbles?
Yes.
Okay, that's quite good. That's not too bad. Guys who seem to be hovering around, please come forward. That stops people walking in front of you. It is only 10 minutes, so we're not going to ask for a lifetime from you. And the beauty of it is, the great thing about these stages, if I turn out to be rubbish, you can always walk away. It's fantastic. It's beautiful like that. And there's no cost to you, but you may receive a flyer. So if you are allergic to flyers, do let us know in advance. Alright, so bubbles. What we do today is I'm going to work my way through a series of bubble feats, each more spectacular than the last. We start on small, and let's call this small. And we are going to finish on something big, something amazing, something spectacular, something that I call the Bubble-ocalypse. This is, you know what? I heard like one woo. There was one person who went, woo! Everyone else looked at me like they do this in the bath every day. Guys, it's not just farting underwater, it's bubbles. There's a bit more to it than that. Not much I'll give you, but a bit. It's also theatre. And what us theatre people need is a little energy from our crowd to make things seem more interesting than they actually are. So this time, when I lift up these sticks, to make it seem really impressive, I want you guys to go, ooh. That will give it a dark and ominous feeling that will attract more people. So let's give it a whirl. Your grand finale for the day, I call it the Bubble-ocalypse. Woo! Excellent, you see? Isn't it better when you fake it? Alright, this is going to create an epic storm of bubbles and lights you've never seen, but this is for the end. First, we're going to start small. I need somewhere to go with this, guys. They are just bubbles after all. So we're going to start on these ones. And you know what, now that you've seen, we don't need to do that again. Let's move on. Let's do something a little bit bigger. Let's move on to, let's say, a medium-sized bubble. Alright, you guys want to see the medium bubbles? They are a little bit bigger. And just let's check our memory from 30 seconds ago. If I lift up the sticks, let's see what happens. Medium-sized bubbles. Excellent, fantastic. Alright, here we go. Going for some medium-sized bubbles, mostly going to head in the direction of the tech desk. This should be great. Here we go. That's medium. It's not big. These are just small ones. Now, kids who, if you are at the front, you're going, my goodness, wouldn't it be amazing if I were allowed to run up and pop those bubbles? Yes, you can, if you can get them. You're not allowed to come on the stage, but you're allowed to come just at the front here and pop a few bubbles if you like. Let's do some kind of giant bubble snake snaking its way around. Let's get another one of those out. All right. Okay. Fantastic. And I think we need to move on to something a bit more exciting. Obviously, we're not providing the numbers for the children at this point in time. So how about we do some kind of giant bubble worm that explodes into loads of bubbles. Awesome. Fantastic. Except that guy there. When we lift the sticks, we do ooh, okay? Let's try again. Here we go. Giant bubble worm. That explodes into loads of bubbles. It'll make sense in a minute. I know it doesn't really sound right, but you know, they're bubbles. They're a bit silly. Let's give it a whirl. Giant bubble worm. And the loads of bubbles. Fantastic. All right, let's work another one of those around for you. Fantastic. All right, brilliant. But you know what, guys? I'm looking at these bubbles. They're all a bit small, really. When we started here today, we actually started on small. Then we moved our way up into the medium size. We're kind of there at the moment. But I think we could do a bit better. Now, I just have a question for you. If I have a small, if I have a medium, what other size might I have? A big one. Excellent. And yes, I do. I have something that could possibly make the biggest bubbles in the world. This could be quite good. Actually, that won't be the biggest bubbles in the world. That record is not held by me in Guinness. I'm about number 3. That one's held by a UK guy. So yeah, but I've got the biggest for Australians. Yeah, go the racism. Fantastic. All right. Okay. Here we go. World's 3rd biggest bubbles. Let's give it a whirl. Oh, explosive. All right, these ones get a bit trickier. And ribboning off there. Let's just see if we can find that wind direction. Woo. Which way are we going? I'm doing a massive circle here. Thank you. There we are. Fantastic. Destroyed in minutes by children. That's what I'm talking about. It is very fun. If I see the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life, and it's amazing and big, I want to destroy it too. Like miniature bulls in a china shop. All right, fantastic. Now, obviously you have revealed a slight issue. There is far too many children, not enough bubbles. That's okay. I have the means, I have the technology to maybe make a few more. All right, so let me ask you guys. You guys want 100 bubbles? Yeah! Well, I can't. Because not everyone answered. Think of the children. All right, and we'll try again. Do you guys all want 100 bubbles? Yeah! Fantastic, here we go. All right, junior mosh pit down at the front of stage. All right, I think we've cleared 100. I think we're on our way to 1,000 actually. Fantastic. Let's do one more of them. Excellent. Which brings us very close to our grand finale. The big one. The mega one. The epic one. The bubble apocalypse. Yes. This is the big one. This is going to drive you wild with happiness. You may actually eat your parents. It's pretty crazy. But we're going to have to pop that in there just to warm up for a moment. It's about 20 times heavier by the time I pull it out. Feels like my arms are being pulled out of their sockets. Not a great time. So I am actually going to warm up on something a bit smaller, a bit more manageable, that I call the Australian. All right, this is going to get us to the big one. Okay, but first, I will let you know, I have a show on the Fringe. It is a show called Remember Dr. Bubble, the Bubble Magician. This is not my show. This is me making some bubbles and trying to entertain you guys for a 10-minute period so that I can actually tell you about this show. This show takes children's theatre and bubble spectacle and puts it together into a magical fairy tale all about bubbles. It's pretty wild, it's pretty fun. If you imagine back here a giant 5-metre by 2.5-metre storybook with turning pages, that's our set. It's a wild experience for kids. We got 3.5 stars from Adelaide Now. We got 5 stars from the Clothesline Review. Samla Harris absolutely raved about it on the Barefoot Review. Actually, when she actually raved about this one here, my co-actor. Yes, said she was brilliant. Said Dr. Bubble could just walk through this play. So that's why she's handing out flyers, because she's better than me. She's being punished. But I love her. So that's the way it goes. It is a wonderful show. We have 2 weeks left. 14 shows on at the Jade Monkey, 1 p.m. Wednesday to Sunday, and on Saturday and Sunday we have shows at 4 p.m. as well. But just to make sure that you may be intrigued about what you're going to see, we're just going to try right to the end, right now, trying out the bubble apocalypse, and let me ask you guys, are you ready? Some of you. Bit of a disappointing response the further we go back. So, we're not going to target the front 3 rows this time, we're going to look at the back rows and go, guys at the back, are you ready? Yeah! Fantastic, it's going to sound great if we do it all together, just for the end. Is everyone ready? Yeah! Then here kind of bubble blizzard. That's right, we do not get snow in Australia. We have to make do with these pitiful bubbles. Oh my goodness, what a tragedy. Fantastic, let's go for a bit of a bubble rainbow, then we'll go for the grand finale. Bubble rainbow. All right, leaving us with one last bubble feat. The big one, the epic one, the heavy one, the bubble oculate. Let me ask you one more time. Are you ready? Yeah! Then here we go! Here we go! Make a bubble, come on! Oh, Jesus! It's a bit heavier than I remember it. You know what? It's not my fault. It's your fault. I don't think you've convinced me that I need to lift this. I need energy from my audience one last time to get through this. So let me ask you one more time. Are you ready? Yeah!